yeah, so there's been an Apple event. Very interesting. So they've launched a new iMac, of course, but it's got an M1 processor, and it's meant to be really fast. And now it comes in colours. Whoa. Anyway, yeah, so it's coming in colours this time, a bit like the old iMac G3. So that's very exciting. So we don't know too much about the ones like the actual computers yet, because of course they've not been launched and sent to. I mean, they've been sent to reviewers, but like there haven't been no reviews or first impressions have been released yet. At least to my knowledge, I haven't checked YouTube for a while. I should probably check it. But anyway, so. Yeah, so they've launched the new iMac. It looks very interesting. It's got even more... so it actually has a really good display, apparently. It's also got a 1080p webcam. It's got more microphones, I believe. And also, it has more speakers, which is good. So, yeah. So it's very interesting on that front. And it's just interesting to see... Yeah, it's just very interesting to see this kind of refresh. It's the biggest refresh in a long time, in my opinion. Yeah, it seems to be pretty cool, but yeah, so it's a very interesting refresh. But of course, there's iPads now with Apple Silicon M1. So instead of just having a tablet processor, now the iPad actually has a computer processor, the M1, which is very cool, because this means that it's even more powerful, and I think I could see better kind of cross-platform stuff, because currently there's two types of processor, they're on the same architecture, but they're not the same processor, whereas you could optimize it even more. And imagine if you could get an M1 inside of a iPhone. That would be cool, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon, but that would be a very cool idea. So yeah. But of course, this is all exciting news. There's even been an update to Apple TV. Whoa! It's been a long time since that happened. But with this refresh, you get a new controller. You get some nice updates to the. I believe it's even better when it comes to. I believe the processor. Yeah. Oh wait, I think it's on the same processor. I'm not totally sure. But yeah. But let's just look at apple.com 1 second. So currently the price of the new iMac is pretty good. So this new iMac, I forgot to mention, it's actually 24 inches instead of the traditional 21 inch, which used to be the big thing. So just to get a bit more of a kind of visual on it, let's switch inputs here. Let's do the thing everybody loves. Let's go to dot browser. So of course here is the iMac. Woo. So of course it has all the new colours. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. So that's one nice thing about the iMac. So of course it's quite expensive, although it's not that expensive because of the specs. I mean, like, it's quite good price, but it's quite expensive. Like, it's kind of, that kind of product, like the high-end products of the world. So I also forgot to mention they've also launched a iPhone 12 with a nice they've launched it with a nice new colour, purple. I mean, so the iPhone 12 is obviously already out, but they've now made a purple colour for it, which is very interesting. But yeah, so these new M1 iMacs, actually, let's go back to that point. They've got 7 different colours, very interesting. And of course, you have all the different you have all the different.
It's 20 hours.
with this you get gigabit Ethernet, but of course you won't get that on the cheaper model. And of course, to get the one with the more colours, you've got to spec it out. To get that nice orange colour, you've got to spec it out. But for the pink, you don't need to spec it out. I don't know why they call it pink. It looks like rose gold. You know, they keep changing the name. It's like one day it's rose gold, the next day it's pink, the next day it's, red, the next day it's, whatever. Apple like to switch it up a bit. They might call it rose gold next year. Who knows? They just continue switching that out. That's great though. So of course it looks more colourful. It looks like the G3 days. Very nice. Nice refresh. I like to see this with the with Apple products when they start to innovate because they need to compete. That's always great. Competition is the best in a market, and Apple products are very polished. Linux is good, but macOS is pretty polished in a sense. So if you want a proprietary operating system, you can do worse than macOS, but hey, that's my opinion. Linux people, please don't get mad at me for this stream. But as you can see here, you have these new touchpad things. Very nice. So it's a Siri remote with a clickable trackpad. Yeah. So, there's the mute thing. You can pause, you can play, you can turn up the volume, all these things, that you could probably already do anyway. There's the A12 chip in it, which is pretty good. In fact, I think that's an upgrade. It used to be the A10, didn't it? Anyway, you can do all the things like Apple Arcade, Apple TV Plus, and Apple Fitness Plus on there. Of course, it's not the biggest upgrade, but it's still pretty cool with a new remote. I think that's the highlight. But, of course, it has some better specs. But that's not really the thing that people come here for, do they? They don't come here for Apple TV talk, unless you do. Oh, yeah, they announced AirTag. You know, those things that were rumoured for about like a million years and was in their code for like a million years. And then finally, they were in the Matrix and they finally got AirTags. In fact, Tim Cook was even in the Matrix himself. That it's a pretty silly Apple commercial that just went on the stream. I was watching it, obviously. Very interesting stream. Love the way they present their streams. Very cool. But of course, when you go to the iPhone 12, let's see. No. I do not actually want to buy anything. Yeah, Apple, I just like to look at your products and go like, shiny, and not getting. That's loading. So let's talk about the other things. So, of course, yeah, there's more stuff. So, oh yeah, so the iPad. So it has better. Does it have better? It has Thunderbolt 3 now, which is it Thunderbolt 3? I believe it's Thunderbolt 4 even. Anyway, it's got Thunderbolt anyways. It's way better than USB-C in many ways, although it's proprietary, but you can still use USB-C, so who cares? It's a good upgrade. And, yeah, but as you can see here, here's the purple colour for the iPhone 12. Very nice looking colour, you know. But you can get product red, which is way better, because it helps fight COVID-19. Or usually AIDS. But currently it's for COVID-19 because that's a bigger crisis, you know. Currently. But yeah. So let's not get on the topic of global diseases. We don't really like to talk about that. Oh yeah, thinner bezels, I believe. It looks very nice, the iMac, I mean. But yeah, there's quite a lot of things that happened in the Apple event. I suggest you watch the replay if you didn't already. I believe it wasn't even WWDC. They're breaking their traditions right here, I believe. They don't usually do an event at this. Oh wait, they do actually. Oh well, I believe they do one in like June, don't they? Anyway, they had a lot to announce. It was very interesting. These new iMacs are probably the most interesting part. Because with all these new specifications, all these new things, it's very interesting. You know, M1 Max, that if you're Windows diehard, a PC diehard, you're even a Linux diehard, you might even want to consider these. Although if you're a Linux diehard, continue on. Don't use a Mac if you're a Linux diehard. But if you're a Windows person, try a Mac maybe, because they're pretty cool. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's see. This chat. Let's see. Oh, you can talk in the chat if you want to about the new Apple products. Do you think they're cool? Do you think they're bad? Do you not like Apple so much that you just don't want to use any of their products? I want to hear from you. You can comment if you hate them, love them, but it's very interesting just to see these new products out, really. So I'm going to cut the recording here, but of course we're going to continue doing the stream, why don't we? This is on a Gleamlish, I don't know how to say it, but you should follow me on that if you're on YouTube or Odysee, and yeah, you can catch these live. But let's stop the recording and let's go to the stream, full stream I mean.